I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is the Family Showdown!
It is time. Dun, 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 dun. The top 10 arriveth. Welcome, peeps. So happy you could join us live for this exciting occasion. It's exciting because it's fun to chat with you guys live about, the top 10 best games ever. According to me.
There you go.
Hunter has issues. Has opinions.
No, I got a feeling my gut says I like all your top 10. I think. I hope.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You probably know most of my top 10. Just saying. So, spoiler alert, there's nothing new. There's no brand new.
Now we just lost 10 viewers.
Yep. They're like, out. But there's stuff that's definitely on the rise from other places and whatnot and things and stuff. It's pretty awesome. You ready for this? You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm always ready. I even got one note. I got a little pad of paper to
so awesome.
pretend like I'm taking notes.
Oh, yeah. Pretend like you're taking notes. We all know. Go watch last year's. And thanks, Zaris.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Wait. No.
Number 10. Let's go. It was my number 15. It has jumped up because I like this game a lot. Played it more. And I think I have a thing for the puzzly bits this year. Like I said, I told you I'm liking these puzzle games. And by puzzle games, I mean the search for Planet X. This game. Okay. I used to hate logic puzzles. You know that? Like, they aggravated me because if I couldn't figure them out right away, I just got crazy annoyed with them. And for some reason now, they're, like, super fun and chill for me. I don't know. But this is space theme, and you're searching for this planet, and you have this whole array of different things. There's, like, comets and other, I don't even remember. Like, there's asteroids, and there's, like, I don't even remember. God, my brain.
Dwarf planets.
Is it dwarf planets?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of different things. Oh, and, like, nebulas and things like that, too. So you're trying to figure out where those are, but they have some different things. Like, nebulas, maybe, for example, are like, there's always going to be at least 2 spaces between them, or something like that. Meanwhile, the comets, they have to be at least 6 apart, and the meteors are always clustered together in groups of 3 or some weirdness. They all have, like, different little rules to them. And so once you start to figure them out, you can start to get kind of a range of where you're going to, find these things, and you get information. You get to do scientific experiments and things, and you get some tidbits of information that they'll feed you. And this is also one of those awesome app games, which, again, took me a long time to get to where I was interested in those, but something like this, it facilitates. I think we talked about Alchemists and how that app's really amazing. This one's even more so because it basically helps you run the whole shebang. Oh, man, it's a race. You're trying to solve this and find Planet X before somebody else because, of course, you find it, you get the credit, and you get to name the planet and all that kind of cool stuff. So, just saying. That's how it goes in my head, at least. But yeah, it's so good. So good. And I don't know what it is. I'm not, like, super amazing at them or anything like that, but, I really do enjoy it.
Everybody says we're out of focus. So talk.
What?
Everyone says we're out of focus somehow.
What? Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. No one wants to look at blurry people. That's kind of boring. If you want that, just take your glasses off. What just happened? How's that? Is that better? You put your glasses back on?
I can't tell. I'm blind. So.
Oh, jeez. Gotta go to the eye doctor. But yeah, it's
and you don't win if you find Planet X. You gain points as you go.
No, that's true. That's true too. You could find Planet X, but not ultimately win the game. You're winning at life because you found a cool planet, but you don't necessarily win the game because, like I said, you could be more accurate in what you have found and where things are laid out, and you do get to win. But it's an hour-ish game, so it doesn't take a super long time. It's got a really cool app, and it's just really fun to compete. And everybody, we usually smack talk. It's like, oh, that's where that is. And it's like, you don't know anything. You might not have learned anything. But it doesn't matter. It's great.
This is shocking to me.
Really?
Yes. Shocking.
How so? I'm curious because of the puzzly stuff that's.
I mean, it's an okay game. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. No, I enjoy. Okay. I'm not a big fan of deduction games for the most part. I got burned out on them. I played Clue probably a million times when I was a child. So deduction games aren't my cup of tea. But I do like this one. This one's enjoyable. I like that the app does all the heavy lifting in terms of.
Well, it sorts all that out for you, and it has, you have to put in like a game code, and everybody around the table automatically, if they have the app too, you can either share an iPad or whatever, or everyone can have it on their phone with their code, right. So everyone's playing the same game. I love it.
I mean, one of the kind of weaknesses to these kind of games is if someone gives you, in a lot of these type of games, you're sharing information like, hey, do you have the purple queen or whatever?
Yeah.
And you go, yeah, I have it. And if you actually don't have it, the game breaks.
Yeah.
And this prevents all that because
you don't have to deal with that.
All the information you get from the game comes via the app, so you're going to get correct information. Now, you can mark it down wrong,
right,
and do something wrong that way, but it's not going to be. It's going to be your fault, and not someone else's fault. Because I played games like this where we get to the end, and you think you have it right, and you don't, and then you backtrack, and someone gave you the wrong information. So it's cool. It's got the space theme. It's interesting. You feel cool when you figure it out. I enjoy deduction games, but not the 10th best game ever.
So wrong. Oh, get off my lawn. Grumpy old man.
Hold on.
Huh, what?
You ready?
Maybe.
Number
9. Okay, so number 9. It's going to make you sad.
Why?
It was my number 3 last year.
Oh. I know what your number 3 was last year.
It's going to take a little tanking.
Right,
how are you going to respond to this?
I'm going to have to throw some hands.
Maybe it just needs another play. I think that's what it is. It's just taunting you. Yeah, you saw this. It's still in the top 10, so calm down, people. Calm down.
This box has been loved.
It's been loved. It's seen better days. It's like taped together, held with some gum and baling wire. Yeah.
This has been through the ringer a few times.
What can I say? We haven't gotten to play this, really. I think you played it once with somebody without me, even.
No, we played it since then.
Have we?
Yes.
Was that this year, though?
No.
That's what I thought. So down it goes.
Oh my god.
It needs more plays.
Go ahead.
This is a truly epic game of epicness.
Maybe the most epic game.
That's no. That's on somebody else's list. Can't imagine who. Some gooberhead. But anyway, yeah. So this game is a 2-player. I don't care what they say. It's not a 4-player game. This is a 2-player game. Unless you have 2 spectators that are rooting for you, and then that's cool. But you are the free peoples of Middle Earth, or you are Sauron and all the evil forces. And okay, so you're trying to rouse the free peoples to war and get Frodo into Mount Doom sneakily without being caught. Meanwhile, Sauron can just throw people at everything, and he's just attacking everything, wants to take over everything. Meanwhile, he's also hunting for Frodo because he knows something's up. Doesn't know where he is or anything. So, it is incredibly asymmetrical. Your goals for the game are wildly different, right? But the theme is insanely amazing. If you've watched any of our other stuff, we've raved about this game so much. It's like reliving the books and or the movies all over again, but rewriting it your own way with a little tweaks here and there. We have funny little side stories of Elrond hiding in the bushes and casting spells at things and all sorts of randomness. There's always a new adventure or story that comes out of playing these. It is amazing. I love the cards. The art's gorgeous. The minis are amazing. With the expansions, you can get stuff like Treebeard and the Eagles and all sorts of cool extra things with the leaders. the leaders have their own powers, and they have triggers in the game that bring some of them into play. Some of them don't just automatically start in the game. It's pretty awesome. Hunter's going to rant now for 30 minutes. And go.
I'm not going to rant. It's in your top 10.
Yes, it is.
So it was interesting because I was talking to a friend. I think it was last night. We were talking about IPs and what their favorite IPs were. Mm-hmm. And I just said, Lord of the Rings is my favorite IP.
You are correct. That's right. That's the right answer.
It isn't even close. But then I shocked him by saying Dune is my second favorite, probably, IP. And he's like, not Star Trek? And
you said Dune over Star Trek?
Yeah. But Lord of the Rings is like here, and then the rest is... So this is like my childhood in a box. This is just an amazing game. You write your own story. Very few games allow you to basically narrate a story and have something to talk about it afterwards. A lot of games kind of, you have some agency in the games. You can make this decision or that decision. This game is just like, it's all it is agency. You can play the game however you want for the most part. You can go real aggressive and attack, or you can kind of build up and defend. You can be really sneaky and focus in on the guys sneaking across the place. You can even like build up the free people can build up their troops, and they can try to do a conquer, take over the place.
I mean, it happens. It happens. It has happened.
I've done it before, so it's possible. You just have to be really strategic about it. But love it. Love the expansions. We play with everything. It's just great. I mean, every game, I probably could tell you a story that came out of.
That's what I'm saying.
Came out of each
story building every time.
Very few games. It's not like when you play like, Crown of Amara. You have remember that time I put that worker there and I got 4 stone. I mean, it's a whole different level, right? It's just
wow.
This may or may not, since I'm not going to spoil my top.
You haven't made your list yet. Yeah, I was going to say.
This may be the best game ever made. Just saying.
Well, it has been the best game ever made in the past.
Like 5 or 6 years.
Possibly. Whew. All right. Next, onward and upward, peoples. Oh, did we paint our copy? No, but I want to. I want to so badly. Someday when I have free time, I'm painting this bad boy.
No painting. I don't paint.
Nathan says, 4 stone.
Number 8.
Okay. My number 8 was my number 7. So I'd say it's holding pretty steady. And it is The Beast.
Speaking of stories.
Yeah. You said something about stories before.
Can't believe you picked this over War of the Ring, though.
Excuse me? Okay, well, times are changing. They are a-changing. And this game, spacey goodness. Oh, nothing. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So, yes, Twilight Imperium, the day-long epic adventure. Actually, what's amazing is with this edition, it's no longer necessarily going to be an entire day event. Now, we take breaks for meals and
sleeping,
naps and stuff. So, yeah, we extend it a little longer. Yeah, But it's much shorter than it used to be. It's much more streamlined. Oh, it's amazing. So you still have really cool, very different space races. Space races. And you're exploring a map of the galaxy, and you want to try to get to I always say this wrong. Mercatol Rex? I have to look at the word.
Not helping. You said it right.
Okay, huh?
Pretty close.
I always screw up. I have to look at it. I don't like you right now. It's Rex. You go to the planet in the middle. Doesn't matter because we talk smack about you all the time. Go in there. And then you camp there so no one else can go there. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust any of you now. Hunter's being such a troll. But yeah, so you go there and camp there so no one else can get there because you get mad victory points for holding that and all kinds of stuff. And you fight each other and you pass laws. And of course, the first time I heard about this law passing stuff, I gotta be honest, I always think of those Star Wars scenes, in the Star Wars movie where they're having the Galactic Senate. And I'm like, yawn, woo, exciting. It is Mechatol Rex? Mechatol. There's no R.
There's okay. Rex.
Oh, gosh. Thank you, Kabuki. I don't like you. You're not nice. But yeah, so I always thought it was like super boring. But there could be a lot of fun with the laws and a lot of craziness that can ensue because they're kind of like in a lot of other games, you know how you have like the event card and something out of nowhere just changes. That's what happens with the laws sometimes. If you're not paying attention, you might let something pass that gives an amazing advantage to only one person or something that ultimately down the line is going to cause problems and you don't think about it that far ahead. I mean, the laws can be kind of crazy. So you actually need to pay attention to them, and there's all sorts of stuff going on with those. But when you're voting for those, you're voting using your planets and stuff, and that takes away potential resource usage stuff and things, doesn't it? Does the vote, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I thought it did. Am I crazy?
You're crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm crazy. But you have to be careful because you do have to balance your votes. There's something you use with your votes.
There's 2 votes because you basically you can split them between 2 votes. So if you spend them all on the first vote,
that's what it is. Was it the other, or was the old version that spent them? What am I thinking? There's a game that lets you do that. I got to think about that. I'm mixing it up. But the fighting is kind of interesting. It's one of the few games where the fighting is one of those things where like everybody's like, okay, it's fight time. Because it takes a little bit of time to go through the fight, but it's actually kind of fun to watch how things go down. So that's pretty cool. So again, there can be some downtime in between turns, but there's a lot of stuff going on when these fights happen. Because you can't just, let your downtime be like, oh, I'm going to go see what's on TV for a second and let people do stuff. Because next thing you know, Hunter's got a war son. And you're like, where did that come from? He's been slowly building this stuff up and building his tech up and developing it. And if you're not paying attention, like all of a sudden it's on your doorstep trying to, steal all your planets. It is so much fun. And like Hunter said, this is one that even as much as Lord of the Ring, like this one has crazy stories. In fact, my favorite, Hunter wants to show his shocked face, his most epic betrayal.
Oh my gosh.
Was in this game.
I never form an alliance with you again. Ever.
Oh my gosh. He has always just burnt me royally on every alliance. That is a lie.
I am
every
fair.
single time he's like, oh yeah, we'll be
fair.
Fun. Which anybody that says I don't play co-op and then they're like, hey, let's make an alliance, you should know that is a huge red flag.
A fair, honest trader.
Oh my gosh.
Traitor.
Yeah, traitor with a T, not a D. And so the one time I decided to get him back and he was just like, it was beautiful. I wish we'd had it on film. It was absolutely epic. So it does have a Death Star. It's the War Sons.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So
we finally got to play with the expansion. Let me this box, they won't be able to hear me.
Yeah.
We finally got to play with the expansion. That was awesome.
Oh
my
gosh,
much
I like that expansion.
Picks and chooses all the best stuff out of TI3 and all its expansions in the main game and the expansion. I doubt there'll be another expansion for this game. I'd be shocked if there was.
If there was, I wouldn't want to mess with it right now. It's like perfect.
There's always more.
No.
Anyway,
no.
But she's right. It does streamline
touching.
it. One thing it does that the other game doesn't do is that it delays the voting until someone reaches the middle, and then once you reach the middle, that triggers the voting. So you're not voting early game on things that you don't even know what's going on yet. You barely scratch the surface of the game. So you're voting for things that are going to affect the game, and you don't know where the game's going yet, which is cool. It just streamlines it. This game's awesome.
And Kabuki was bringing up the follow actions. The follow-up actions are great, and that does keep you engaged in your off time for a lot of things, except for like the battles or something. But you have to be careful parsing those out too. Right. And that's one of the reasons, though, that when you're done playing this game, I'm always like exhausted after playing this game because it's like
angry
because of your betrayal. Yeah, your betrayal. So yeah, it's because you're just in the game for several hours at a stretch, and I'm like, what are we doing, and that wears me out apparently. But it is so much fun. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, it's along the lines that basically War of the Ring is the 2-player epic game.
Yeah, and this is the multiplayer
and some
epic
people
game.
say Star Wars Rebellion, but
oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Star Wars is not one of my favorite IPs.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So, but I love the game. Rebellion's a great game too.
It is a good game.
But this one's awesome.
It's very.
I don't know what to say. It's amazing.
We've raved about it a lot too.
If you're a reasonably heavy gamer and you don't mind attacky games. You have to do this.
That's true.
You have to experience this once.
Yeah, it's an
experience. I mean, it's some games are just games, and this is an experience.
Yes. Yes, American Underground. I do believe people are sharing some of their top 10s too. At least I thought I saw a couple earlier. So I hope y'all are posting your games as we go through too, because it's so much fun to see. Everybody's got unique tastes in their board games and stuff, and a lot of good games.
No more heavy games. That's crazy.
Oh, well. Okay, maybe not. The next one, go ahead. Let's move forward. I'm ready.
Oh,
all right, let's bring it. You got to push buttons.
What number 1? 7?
Yeah.
Number 7.
So, for my number 7, I don't actually have the game here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I realized that I took it to school because it's finals week, and to celebrate in my smaller classes or classes that only a few people want to play games, I like to bring out the game, as my students like to call it. Is this the game where we get to kill people? And that would be Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, because for whatever reason, they never remember the title. And it stinking cracks me up. So yes, I'm like, yes, everyone, we get to kill people today. So you finish your finals. It's more like solving a crime. You're not killing anyone, but hey, they were close.
Mrs. Thomason, I just got a report from one of your students.
That you're killing people in class?
Murder in your classroom.
Oh my gosh, yes. Murder. So yeah, this is a fantastic game. It plays up to like 14 people if you have the expansion. The standard game plays 12. It is crazy, wonderful awesomeness. So you have 2 rows of cards in front of you. One is a set of murder weapons, possible murder weapons, and then you have a set of items that are left at the scene of the crime. And everyone gets roll cards like in Werewolf. So you have investigators. There is the head lead investigator. The forensic investigator is the one that's running the game, kind of like the narrator in Werewolf. And then everyone gets roles. You're either an investigator or you're a murderer, or you could be an accomplice or a witness. And there's other roles too, especially if you get the expansion. Some of them I haven't even actually explored.
I haven't played with all the roles.
No, I haven't even either, which is saying something because I play these a billion times, but they usually just get so excited about the base game. So the murderer and the accomplice know that the murderer picks an item from each row in front of them. They're in charge of their cards that are in front of them. The accomplice knows what they are. The witness gets to see which 2 people they are, doesn't know which one's the murderer, also does not know the murder weapon and everything. So they want to try to guide people towards these 2 villains, but they don't want to be too obvious about it, because if the murderers get called out at the end of the game, they get 1 shot at trying to guess who the witness is, because if they kill the witness, they still get away with the crime. It is so much fun. And the discussions from these is wonderful, especially when you got like science kids and kids that haven't, have no idea what something is. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, what's that? Well, then blah, 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 blah. There's like all this discussion. And then, someone.
Arsenic isn't poison.
Oh my gosh. And then would you really consider that suffocating versus blah, blah, blah? I mean, it's just fantastic. It's so much fun to hear the discussion. And usually after a play, somebody's really excited about trying the forensic scientist role. And the accusations fly. It's fantastic. It is such a fun game. I really enjoy the discussions and stuff that are involved with this, and watching different people try to work together. And it's really funny to see my mostly sweet and innocent babies try to lie, and most of them can't stare anybody in the face and make it.
They turn beet red when they start lying.
They don't necessarily turn beet red, but they do the little mouth quirk or something, and you're like, I hope no one's watching
not
you.
Me.
It's wonderful. I love it. And then
there's their mustache.
Exactly.
It's not me.
And then there's a few that always surprise you, and I'm like, you were a little too good at this. It's just it's a blast. Played it board games with conventions, game days. I've played it like 80 times now. Because the kids always want to play game after game after game. And usually during finals, I usually design my final to have cushion time and whatnot. And so we usually have time to throw in at least 2 games at the end. And
so like your class is a slack class.
Hardly. But you can ask them. But it's a marvelous game. I absolutely love it. Won't turn down a play of that. Deception. All right, number 6. This is going to shock people. This leapt up the list with more plays. It was 22 last year. So it was already
Let me guess,
high
it's a puzzle game.
Yes. It is actually. How'd
The
you
year
guess?
of the puzzle games.
It is.
The year of the puzzle games.
It is the year of the puzzle games. And this little beauty right here. Awkward Guests. Shockingly, I like it even more than Planet X. And here's why. This is what I always wanted Clue to be. This right here. I have admitted many a time I don't really like Clue. I will openly tell you straight up, this is the only game, not this game, Clue. Clue is the only game I will cheat in.
Yes.
And I will blatantly
I've never played you again.
I'm terrible at that game for whatever reason. I suck at it.
She looks at where you write.
I watch.
And she'll mark on.
Yeah,
you
so
mark
I'll
stuff
hold
and you mark stuff. So I started. We played once, and I caught her doing that. So then I put my sheet upside down.
But I knew what you were doing because I've done that myself. Because I hold my sheet upside down because I'm like, well, if I'm doing that, people are going to think to do the same thing. So I always do that. So next it's like, clearly you have the poison in front of you kind of thing where I'm like, does he have it upside down this time? I think he does, you know. Yeah, it's
so cheaty.
It is, but
Cheater.
I still don't necessarily win. That's how
Cheater.
terrible I am at that game. And this takes all the walking out of it. You don't spend the time going, oh, look, I rolled a 1 again. I'm never going to see the ballroom. So, yeah. It takes all that crap out. I detest that stuff. This, oh, man. So, besides the fact there's like triple the rooms, which is just crazy, you have a cast of characters that you're trying to figure out, you know, these suspects, who did it. But you're also looking for their murdered weapon and their motivation. And I think that's really cool. And so you're trying to figure out, like, what room they were in. Because the murder always seems to happen in that same room.
It does.
But there's a different trail, like a different path or wherever. The murderer came from a different place in the house.
Right.
And so you have to figure it out, like, where they came from. And as you go, some of the locations, like, they're, like, blocked off or something. So you're like, okay, now I can figure out that so-and-so could not take another route. So that couldn't possibly be them.
Right.
Or you find out the motivation was blah, 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 and you learn, like, the type of death that the person went through. You're like, that motivation doesn't match up. Like, there's some interesting things. But on top of that, you know, in Clue, you have the cards, and you can just always, like, show whatever, the same stupid card to everybody 400 times or whatever. This game is really interesting. So it has kind of a currency on the cards. There's 3 stages of information on the cards. So there's 1, 2, or 3 pointers. And level 1, maybe not the most reliable information. It'll be something like, well, the maid heard somebody say that so-and-so doesn't like so-and-so. So it's like gossip or something. Well, then 2 is going to say, well, the detectives discovered X, Y, and Z at the scene. And then 3 is like, the lab report came in and it is this. I mean, it's like factual, completely good, solid, condemning evidence. So I could go up and now I've got cards. And I'm like, Hunter, I'm going to give you 5 points worth of information. They could be all 1s. I could give him 5 1s. It doesn't matter. But I'm giving him something that's worth 5 points. So in turn, Hunter's going to give me 5 points of information if he wants to trade. But it could be of any denomination. He could give me a 3 and a 2 or a whole mess of 1s. It's whatever you have and want to trade with. It's cool because now you've got these cards. But what's crazy is now it's kind of a bit more of a mind and memory game because I'm like, crap, which cards have I shown Hunter? Which ones did he give me? Because you want to show those back to him, right? You don't want to give him new information. So half the time my notes on the game are like, oh, this is the card that Hunter gave me. Like trying to keep track. Because you inevitably, I don't know how you do it every time. You're really good at keeping track of that. And then you're like, I just gave you your card back. And I'm like, oh. It's great. This is so much fun. It's a great logic puzzle. Win, 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 win. Love it.
He's all right.
What?
It's okay.
Fail.
I enjoy it. I like
Fail.
it, but
Fail.
like I said in the previous Planet X, deduction's not really my jam. But this one's really good, solid. Like Kabuki, she mentioned in the chat that this is another one that doesn't have the I give you wrong information situation because I'm physically handing you cards and you're physically looking at the cards.
Yeah, it eliminates a lot of that problem.
Yeah.
So
This one can be easy to mess up yourself when you make certain assumptions and they're wrong, it kind of throws you in the wrong direction.
Oh, totally.
And it keeps you going down that wrong direction, and then something doesn't add up. You're like, oh gosh.
Yeah, because you each get your own pad of paper to mark on. It's got the map of the house on it and stuff, so you can mark the tar out of it. But yeah, I definitely want to play this with pencil, not pen, because of that exact reason. Also, you got to be really careful with the game setup because of the cards that come into play, because they're all numbered, and
you get specific cards for each
which
game.
Is really neat. I love the way they've got it organized, so you get the right types of clues and stuff to distribute to everybody.
Yep.
So you got to double check your numbers and stuff before you pass that all out, because that would stink to have the whole game go and realize you put the wrong cards in or something.
It's a little bit of housekeeping.
But setup, that like front loading setup stuff,
logistics.
Worth it. Yeah, it's totally worth it.
It's a good one. I enjoy it. It's just, like I said, it's not my jam. It isn't going to be on my top 100 anywhere, but that's just because it's not my kind of game.
Yeah.
But apparently it's your kind of game this year. What is this nonsense?
Oh my gosh, I love
Now I got to go out to Board Game Geek and look deduction games up for Christmas presents.
And then you're going to be like, I don't want to play another deduction game. So Hunter's going to be like are you going to have like 2-part board game days now? You guys like all go play your 18xx games, and then the deduction people
over there, and the people that play real games.
Excuse me. Where's the technical difficulties button?
3 deduction games in your top 10.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, deception. That is interesting.
Shocking.
Yep, 2 of them are about murder.
Oh wait, we're moving on, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Number 5.
All right. My number 5 was number 6 last year.
Well, I love it.
Huge settling here. No,
this is a pretty big jump. Yeah, this is already mentioned. Everybody's wondering where this was going to land.
I love this game. I still love this game. I probably drive Hunter crazy with like, hey, let's play this one again. And he's like, again? Already?
Again?
This is a kind of, what would you call it? Deck manipulation?
Engine building?
Definitely engine building. But you have a set deck of cards you start with.
You're just cycling through your deck.
Yeah, I guess you're buying them and putting them all out on display. Yeah. So whatever that would be with the engine building. And you have really cool resources of the elements and stuff, and you're trying to build up so you can get these crazy victory point. What do they call them? I always forget.
Places of power?
They're just, they have kind of a dumb name. Places of power, whatever. But to start your round before you do your typical like deck buildery kind of stuff, with playing with your resources, you get to choose an action, and I love the action selection out of this because you have like a little tableau of things that you can choose from. Some give you resources, or one gives you an action, or one's like a defense against an attack, things of that nature. And so, of course, at the beginning of the game, we usually fight over get you the free resources and stuff as your engine's start building up. You want cards that interact well together, so you're trying to play those so you can do some cool combos. You start building that up, and next thing you know, you have your place of power, which let you put resources down, and they give you mad victory points. And if you're really crazy, sometimes we've had some that were similar enough with the way that you built your engine, you end up with 2 places of power, and then places of power going crazy. But this is one of the other reasons I like this game, because it is so cool. It's easy to set up. We could start playing this within like 2 minutes, because it's one of those that's really easy to remember how to play. It's intuitive. But look at this. I love this. You just take this out and boom, your resources are ready to go. No organization needed. We have the Lux et Tenebrae expansion.
What?
Light and Darkness. I mean, it's Latin. Okay, and it added the pearls, I think they call it.
No, that's in the other one. That's in the...
Oh, Perli Imperii. Well, that would make sense, right? Pearls of power. Pearls. There you go. But they added different things. So these are the places of power. They're big cardboard, chunky things. And then you've got the little action tiles. They're not very big. It's kind of nice. They're all their own size. It's got cool, handy player guides, so it makes turn plays really easy. The art's cool. It plays really quickly. It's a smooth game. And again, this is one of those that I would highly recommend the expansions. The base game's fun, but with the expansions, wow. Oh, how dare. They're not quite as essential to life as like the some of the others.
Fine.
The base game's great, but if you really, really like the game and you want more of it, the expansions are amazing. What's the playtime on this? An hour? I want to say it's an hour.
It's 15 minutes a player.
Oh, it's shorter than oh, that's right. It is. We fly through this.
We play 2 games in an hour.
Yeah.
Easy.
It feels like more of a game, though, and I think that's one of the reasons I like it. It feels like I'm playing for an hour, like, not that it's dragging on.
I feel
but there's
like 4
hours.
Oh,
it's been taking forever. No, but you get doing so many things, and you build up, and you feel like you've got this massive engine going that should take longer to build than it does, and I love that about this game. And you have little fiddly bits that you can play with, and it's glorious. It's glorious.
I like this one too, just not remotely as much as you do. But this one does get played regularly just because it is so easy to set up and play, and it's over so quickly, even though we usually play it twice. It's like almost automatic that we play this twice.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I win the first one, then we don't have to play again. I made that up. We almost always play this twice. It's a good one if you like. If you like engine building games. There's I think in the basic version of the game you don't draft. You almost have to draft cards because you.
Yes, I think that's more fun anyway. I think it's neat.
And even if you draft, it's kind of hit and miss whether you get cool combos or not. And if you get a combo, the two that combo together could be the top and the bottom of your deck. So you got to kind of react to what's going on.
Oh yeah, you definitely do. But that's part of the fun. I like.
But it is fun. A little bit of attackiness. There's a little some attacking cards.
But there's plenty of things to do to mitigate and protect yourself from it. Protection spells.
It's a good one. Good old Tom. We're gonna hear more from Tom here in a little bit. I
don't know what you're talking about. Are we? Clearly, I don't know the name of some of these people.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay. I'm so bad at that. All right, hit the next one. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
What am I doing?
I don't know.
4?
Mm-hmm.
We on 4?
Yeah.
All right, on 4?
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 4.
So my number 4 was number 8. It went back to its more rightful place, I suppose. No eye roll? I thought you'd know what this is. Feldy greatness. Coralu knows what's up. Let's go. Trajan. He's back, baby. Stefan Feld's greatest game ever.
Maybe. No. You love it, though.
I do.
This is Roman geekiness.
It is Roman geekiness, but
if this was like France or something, you'd be like, meh.
What? It would not. No, this one's neat because I like it. This is one of his heaviest Felds, and it's point salad on point salad. It's like a whole bunch of mini games all in one big game. So you want to do really well at all of the mini games to do well overall. I can't. English language difficult today.
Speak
to do
Latin.
well overall. You don't want that to either today. With the game and the points and everything. So you've got a mini map at the top of the thing, and you can travel around the empire, and it's kind of area control-esque because if you have presence there, the most presence there, you get cool victory points and perks and things. And then you've got another little area where you're kind of doing like a longest road, but you're doing these little tile things, and it's just a combination of really great things. It's got a cool what's the name of that for the
Rondelle?
It is Rondelle. Okay, the Rondelle for the turns is neat because you're picking up the tiles, the little pieces in there. And if say you have 5 pieces, you pick them up and you're going to put one down each, and then Moncala effect with that, with like how you move pieces around. Right. There's several games that do that I really like the turn order and stuff. And this is the first one I think that I've ever played that did that. And so you move around, and wherever the last piece lands is the actions set that you're going to do. And then the color that you have there matters and stuff like that for achieving different little goals and all sorts of side stuff. It is a lot. This is not an easy one to teach. It's a pretty heavy game, but it's really fun. And once you've played it a couple times and you get more into Feld and stuff, it's pretty easy to pick it back up because each area, again, has their set things that they do. I don't know. I think it's easy to jump back into it now, but we've also played it several times more, so. What? I know, you're starting to cool on Feld. Is he not a heavy enough game for you? Is that what this is?
It's not that it's not heavy enough. It's just, I don't know. Feld is getting a bit dated.
What?
The older Felds are starting to show their age, in my opinion.
What?
A little bit. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, this is still probably going to be my top 100 somewhere. But not, 4? No way. No way. No Feld is sniffing that high up in my list. Not even close. Sorry, Feld. You were great.
I'm sorry, Feld.
Feld's like it is like that job you have early on. That you like learn a lot, get a lot of experiences, and you grow as a person, and then you move on to bigger and greater challenges.
Oh, I am writing him an email.
He's very tall. I really shouldn't talk about him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna come take you out, and I will just stand there and laugh.
I still love my
that's
Felds,
right. You deserve
but
that.
I just want
Cult of the New for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm very Cult of the New, but I want some more. I don't want just vanilla ice cream. I want some sprinkles. I want some chocolate syrup. I want lots of things going on.
So you're done with salads, huh? This is a great pointy salad.
It's a great game.
It's like an ice cream. You want your ice cream thing? It's an ice cream sundae. It's got a little bit of all sorts of everything. Banana split. There you go. It's banana split. It's got everything.
Probably like 50. Maybe 50, something like that. Crush.
Oh my goodness. Man. Can't take him anywhere. Bonfire has
Down with Feld.
What? Oh man. Yes, I am about to grab the UGG Tech game.
Number 3.
So much hate.
Come on, let's get back on track.
Oh man, were we ever on track? So number 3, shock of all shocks, was my number 2.
Correlation Trajan was 108 for me last year.
Ooh,
look
at you,
that
Stats
low?
Meister.
That
Let's
low?
go.
That's right.
That low, that's pretty high from you.
That's probably right.
You Feld hater. I'll tell you what. So yeah, my number 2 last year is my number 3 this year. It's my baby, one of my babies, Gaia Project. Talk about a heavy game. Okay, this might make Trajan look kind of easy. There is a lot going on in this game. I do not envy you teaching this game. I'm very, very, I know you're a good teacher. So this game is all about building up that engine and exploring the galaxy and making federations and stuff. But what I really love about that engine building and stuff is all the tracks. Oh, greatness. Most of the board there is deciding which tracks you want to go up, because you really can't max out on all of them. There's just not, it's a really tight game. It's just really difficult to do that. But if you do the right things, like maybe you want to work on getting a lot of points through building little federations and stuff. What are you writing down?
Yeah, just keep going.
So suspicious. Anyway, so you might want to talk about getting the ability to travel between larger groups, or maybe be able to terraform different types of planets more cheaply, things like that. And so you're going to want to go up those particular tracks that help you do that. It is a heavy, spacey, awesome, kind of puzzly game again. I like the efficiency puzzle of this game. And just the stuff that you get to start with kind of determines which route you might want to take to be more efficient. Because each race, this is another one of those that's asymmetrical. So my planet might be like the red planets are the ones that are easiest for me to terraform, because that's my natural environment. Whereas for Hunter, it's like the yellow ones. So for him, he'd have to do a whole level of terraforming before he can even, come to my planet. Or more steps than that. It just depends on where they land. It's neat. There's so many different layers to this to try to figure out how to build your engine overall more efficiently. And once you do that, then you start chaining, and you're going up the ladders and you're getting more and more powerful, and you're starting to explore better and do this and that better and start to get your points. Oh, so good. So good. What are you writing down, troll?
I was just making some mental notes about the your after party.
Oh, I'm scared. Okay, so you love Gaia Project too, because this is.
I do enjoy this one. This is a really good one. You finally got it right.
Oh
First
my
one.
Goodness!
No, this is a good one. You definitely love this a lot more than I do, but I do like this one quite a bit. You're right. It is a challenge to teach. It's a pretty heavy game. I've played. I know a lot of people probably prefer Terra Mystica over this one, but I've played both, and there's really not much, in my opinion, for me. Not a comparison. I enjoy this one so much more. It feels like a more robust game. There's more going on.
Oh,
we do love the tracks, and in Terra Mystica, the tracks really don't do a whole lot for you. Whereas the tracks are basically technology tracks. You're going up different, making different technologies better
and whatnot.
Which is really cool and interesting. It still has the whole mana flow thing that Terra Mystica has, and building the buildings and going out and terraforming. All those things are very similar.
That's true.
But on top of all that, it adds all those technologies, which is really cool. And you got round goals you're going for. You have in-game goals you're going for, which I enjoy. I like doing the whole achievement system. It gives me something to focus in on. Sometimes I get lost in the trying different things, and it kind of brings me back and gives me some focus. I like games that have that. A lot of games are doing that now, putting in-game goals and round goals into their games. It's a good one. Still number 3. Man, whatever.
Really? Really?
Crush, Trajan.
Oh my gosh. Why are you so mean to Trajan? I love that there's already been a debate about what's 2 and 1, and if there's been an upset and all this in the chat. That makes me so happy to see. It's so lovely. I just want to kind of hang here for a minute, let them fight over it. Just, I don't know. Fine.
I know what the answer is.
Do you?
No, not really.
No.
Number 2.
All right.
Y'all are the best. Much love.
Well, everyone in the chat knows what your top 2 is.
It's true, because you guys hang out with us enough. You should know by now. You do.
All right, show us your number 2.
My number 2.
Oh, boring.
It's back, baby.
It is back.
It was 10 last year, as Coralu said. It dropped a bit. Shocked Hunter. He about fell out of his chair last year. I think he cried a little bit after the show was over.
Yeah, it dropped to 8.
It was 10.
10. Oh, okay.
It was 10. It was still in the top 10. He had a stroke, but it's okay. He's back.
I think it was in my top 10 last year. It may have been.
Yeah, hypocrite. Okay, anyway, so... But we had another...
Why not in my top 100 this year?
We had a good... Oh, is it because I won? Is that what it was? I don't even think I won.
No, you annihilated me last time we played.
Oh, yeah, I did. That's right.
The Federation took the Klingons back behind the woodshed and gave... She was annihilating me. Mm-hmm. Annihilating me. It was crazy.
It was greatness. For once, it was clicking. My starships were in prime condition. Scotty was apparently cloned in every possible starship, so that everything was getting repaired.
Just getting exploded over and over again.
It could have been Mirror Universe. It's true, Xeris. But yeah, it was really fun because we're exploring the galaxy as you go, and that's part of the thing is 2-player game, and you can kind of set up the galaxy in any weird shape thing you want. The size of it determines how many ships you get and basically how long the game is. Right. So you can set a pretty small galaxy up and have a shorter game, or I think the last time we played, we made a fairly large galaxy out of it. We're like, let's throw down. And it got pretty exciting.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it depends on how you define exciting, I guess.
I got exploded multiple times.
You're exploring it, and what's great is you're going to these planets, and you have to roll and see if you're going to have an adventure or not. And basically what they are is little mini episodes, just things that happened in the series, original series and next gen, and it is fantastic. It is so much fun to go and kind of relive those little things and have stuff happen. You'll have random events and things that happen, like the Tribbles. They'll make an appearance, and you can't get rid of them unless you go and drop them off on another ship. So, of course, then I'm like, hey, I'm going to fly over by you. And of course you're like, no, you won't. And you try to fly away. So there's like this epic space chase going on, trying to get rid of the tribbles. But it's stuff like that. It's just fantastic. It's always an adventure. The ships are the hero clicks. So you've got your stats on the bottom of the ship so you can see where they are. You've got your card with all the possible stuff going on right in front of you with all the info. You can put people in for your crew that have special and unique abilities, usually pretty thematic to their character in the series. So you're going through and you have a crew and you might have Data and Spock on a crew, and then, I don't know. You can mix it up. It's just so much fun. All of the different characters, put whoever you want where. Have a power team of like O'Brien, and actually I don't think you can have two engineers. You have to have like unique officers, and say O'Brien and LaForge probably wouldn't be able to pair up together. That's sad. That would be really cool. But yeah, they have all sorts of different things like that, and everybody's got different abilities, and they have like stats like, are they good at, do they help with the weapons? Do they help with engineering in general? They have different stats like that. So you might want to mix and match them a little bit oddly, just because then you're pumping up the stats for your own ship. And it is pretty cool. If you like Star Trek, you will love this game. It's like reliving Star Trek. Kind of like the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Ring game. But this is the Star Trek version of that. And it's 2-player again.
No, it's good. It is.
Did you say eh?
It's one of my all-time favorite games. It's been in our top 10 since we played it the first time. I don't know how long ago that was. 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Yeah, and some people were asking, a lot of people said they haven't heard of this game. It's been out of print for, came out in 2011. It was probably out of print 2 years later. We got our copy, our original copy. We have a kind of a pseudo second copy. Mm-hmm. We got our copy. It was sitting on the shelf at our friendly local game store for like over a year, and I kept staring at it going, it's really expensive. That's really expensive. I didn't know much about it, and this was before we really were in the board game scene and knew where to go to research things and junk like that. Yeah. Finally said, it's Star Trek. I'm buying it, and we loved it. We've loved it ever since. So it's amazing. It's fun. It's an experience, like a lot of the games that are in your top 10. It's definitely an experience, and I do like the fact that you can choose. Okay, we're only going to play for an hour and a half. Let's do a smaller map. Or let's do, one time we did this big, giant, weird galaxy. That was so much fun. That was, like, you had this area around you, and then it curved in. There was a central area, and then 2 spokes went off, and there was areas over here. So if you went out to those areas, eventually you had to. Cut off. You had to go out there because you weren't going to score enough points to win unless you went out there. So you go out there, and now you're stuck because another ship comes in that corridor, and now you can't get past them. And that was a rough game. We had a lot of fights in that game. It was interesting. So you can build the map any way you want. Basically, the number of tiles you put down equals how many points you have to. Points in ships. And the bigger ships, like, the Excelsior class and stuff, might be up to like 4 points or something crazy. Right. And then you've got these little dinky ships, that are worth 1 point. And so it's pretty easy to match up to like your count. It's a deck. It's not really a deck building. It's like a deck mashup game, kind of like Smash Up. You basically take 4. Each faction has 10 different decks of, I want to say 10 cards, maybe, and you just take those. You pick 4 out of the 10, you mix them up, shuffle them up, and that's your deck for the game. So you can pick a super attacky card. You can pick science stuff that kind of focuses on science. You can pick stuff that's defense. A good mix of everything. You can kind of decide how you want to build your deck. Yes. I try to do something a little different every time I play. Same here, and it's fun because it's like, what am I in the mood for tonight? I want to do sneaky things, Because, or I see that Hunter's acting like, he's like, I'm going to play the Klingons. He's acting like hyper aggressive, so I'm like, maybe I should do something more defensive, And it's great because then you're sitting there and playing with that, and that's part of the game to me, is just building up which way you want to play whatever faction you're doing and stuff. So amazing game. Good times. If you're gonna get it, it's secondhand at this point. But if you love Star Trek, this is worth the. Well, if you like Star Trek, if you love Star Trek and you like fighting games, this is definitely a fighting game. Yes. I mean, you could go around and do space exploration and science. It's a fighting game. I mean, people will try to fight you, but you could be all about the science. It's a viable thing. I'm just saying. All right, here it comes. The surprise to almost no one. Let's all be surprised.
Number 1.
number 1, baby.
Tuscany.
It's Viticulture, actually. We liked this box for something different. And we're not going to go, please, let's not go into the story of Viticulture, Tuscany, and why did Stonemaier do this? But anyway, Viticulture. Still number 1, baby. Still number 1. What more is there to say? So, quite a bit, actually. So this game is one that's pretty easy to pick up. It's got a kind of universally interesting, well, I don't say interesting. The theme is weird. The theme is very weird, but it probably will intrigue a lot of people, and it's a pretty neat board. So I think it's one of those that might draw people to the table. It's set up by season, and you're going to go in and you're going to plant your grapes, and you're going to grow your grapes, and then you're going to harvest the grapes, and then you're going to make wine stuff and sell them to winemakers and stuff like that, using worker placement. What's fun about this is you also have a grande worker, and this guy's a tall dude, a little bigger than the other ones, and he's got the magical power that even if someone's blocked a space, he can still go there. So he's a nice strategic little piece. Plus, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can play this game because there's a whole bunch of different specialty meeples that do really cool, weird things. One of my favorite ones is like a little time traveler guy. So basically he can jump ahead or back like a season or to different seasons. You don't have to play, because usually when you play the game, you're like, okay, everybody's doing spring, and once everybody's done, then we move on to summer. This one cheats and lets you go somewhere crazy because you're like reserving a spot before somebody snipes it from you or something like that. So those are really fun. And then you've got all the different varieties of the wines on your little player board. You have to get equipment and stuff to be able to make the right types of wine and make your farm more efficient. You might want to have an extra spot so you can go fill orders and things like that later, because those spots are at a very big premium on the board, and there's very few of them. It's very easy. Hunter will snipe them from you. And there's also the expansions through Tuscany and all Tuscany Essential, whatever. But there's like the cheese making thingy and some other stuff.
All those are taken out of the new one, I think.
Did they? What? Okay, well, Tuscany's superior anyway. I don't know what they did. But we've got extra stuff you can do on the side. There's the Mamas and Papas expansion thingy that they came out with, which I think is in the Essentials thing, but it's like making the beginning a little asymmetrical. You get some special abilities or some resources ahead of other people, or you start with more money or something. You have some cool abilities that you start the game with. Because in the very, very base game, back in the day, you all started on even footing with just your little bit of money, and that's pretty much it, if I recall. Not much.
I think you get a random card or two, I think.
Yeah.
We haven't played without the Mamas and Papas in so long.
So. I think, you draw a set of cards, so you're going to have unique cards, obviously, but everyone drew the same from the same decks. And now, with the Mamas and Papas, you get something asymmetrical, and you have a specialty within your family. And then you also, within these cards, they have specialists and people that help you do things, or you might get to do extra actions, or like the wine orders are all very unique. You can blend some wines together and make I think it's just rosés or something like that, or blush, that's what they call it. Champagne or whatever. So you get to make different wines from that, and they're worth more victory points. But you have to also build up bigger cellars so that you can build up and get enough to make it worth combining these wines. So much stuff. It sounds way more complicated than it really is. It's more strategy, I think, than heavy when it comes to that. Super awesome game. I would throw this down anytime. I know it's a lot of people's high up on their list games, because it's just really, really neat, efficient, smooth. The board's one of those that I really like. I like the boards that kind of lead you through the turns and the rounds. The board's very good at that. I mean, it even kind of has a color scheme for each season. It's real pretty. The player board's cool. I like the little pieces of the equipment. They're like little wooden pieces. So you have like a little trellis that you have to make or something. It's really cute. And I know you like this game, but not nearly as much as me, so...
No. This was my number one way back... I don't know, when was it?
14? Same time, yeah,
2014 or 15.
Yeah.
Like that. This is my number one game.
Loved it.
I love this game. It's just... So we played this a lot.
We have.
A lot.
We have.
And she still loves it.
I too.
She played a game of it online for 20 hours and she still loved it. I'm
I did. Plus, it's fun. The people we were playing with are fun too, so that helps.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's amazing. It's a really solid worker placement game. It's got a lot of interesting choices. It's got just the right amount of turn angst and interaction.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, I can't believe you went there. What am I going to do now?
But there's a lot of other good options. So
Right.
your plan B might not be what you wanted, but you're still going to get something cool out of it, right? Oh.
So it's a really amazing. If you like worker placement and you haven't played this game, you owe it to yourself to try it out.
What's sad is I'm not even that good at it. You usually destroy me in score. I'm like having the best time and I'm like doing stuff and then I'm like down and Hunter's like, I've got 25 points. And I'm like, when did this happen? I'm at like 10.
You were
okay,
busy,
I'm not that bad.
You were busy
But
walking in the vineyards.
I was like walking through my vineyards going, that looks cool. Look at that. That plant's growing great. You go, little plants.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. I
It's fun.
poo-pooed the other 99 games. I'm not going to poo-poo this one.
You better not. Better not. Oh,
it's
my
really
goodness.
good. It is a solid game.
Yep. Yeah. One of our faves. Do you have the little expansions for Viticulture?
No. There's ones that replace the cards. There's one that's
okay. 'Cause I was like,
like a like fan made little mini expansion.
Oh,
We don't have any
okay.
of that stuff. So
okay.
no, we just have Tuscany and Viticulture, the original, not first edition, second edition. Second edition Viticulture, first edition Tuscany. From
Okay.
first edition Viticulture doesn't even have the Grande workers. That's
Oh, wow.
If you have that one, you are
That's old school.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
Yeah, we didn't get it when it first came out because we were a little hesitant. We're like, that sounds like the most boring thing.
yeah, I'm like winemaking.
Winemaking. Some of these board game themes, and now we're like, oh, this is a weird theme. Let's go. It's so funny. We're like, we've done a complete 180 on those.
Yeah.
So yeah, so when are we doing the after party thing, good sir?
Well,
What's the game plan?
I was thinking about doing an extra show Thursday, but we already did a Thursday show last Thursday. So we're probably going to do the after party on the 20th. So the 20th of December.
That's next week.
Yes, the after party on the 20th of December.
Okay.
And then the 27th, the plan is to do our top 10 of 2022.
Ooh, that's going to be a good list.
2022 top 10 games of 2022 coming
This is a good
2 weeks
year.
from tonight. So, yeah, we usually
Good
do the
year.
after party on Thursdays, but we got a lot to do this week. Getting ready for Christmas and all that good stuff. So,
I can't imagine what you're talking about.
we're running a little bit behind
Can't
on
imagine.
Christmas stuff. So.
Oh, Christmas.
So, but we'll see you 1 week from tonight for Rebecca's after party, and I'll have trivia. Cora Lou's already apparently studied up, so she's all ready
I know.
to go.
Corley's already like, I'm gonna win.
So I have to be more obscure with my questions. I
Oh,
guess.
jeez, I have no chance now. Thanks, Corley. Thanks.
But
for
we'll
that.
talk about what you made your list, why every deduction game is on your list that exists, and why you still love Feld and all that good stuff. 1 week from tonight.
That sounds lovely. I can't wait to see y'all there.
So we're gonna get out of here. It's Rebecca's top 100. It's
Woo!
done.
Thanks
We're
for
done.
sharing it with us.
Mine's
That's so much
coming
fun.
January, just like last year.
Oh yeah.
January is when mine will come out.
Yep.
All right, let's
Ready
do this.
for it.
You know where we got to go now?
Where are we gonna go?
I'm pretty thirsty.
Are you?
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the little bell below.